Dan untuk itu kerajaan memutuskan untuk melaksanakan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan.
Safety in jeopardy, health in crisis. No one is immune to this pandemic. COVID-19 has surged and taken over the world. With over 9,300 over cases, Malaysia is far from containing it. The pandemic takes no time to bring chaos to our nation. The pandemic has led to families in danger, the homeless exposed, and nowhere to shoot themselves from this uncontrollable virus. With the implementation of the movement control order, businesses are forced to shut down and workers are relieved from their post. No income means no basic needs. Unable to work during the economic crisis, surviving is a struggle and a privilege that they desperately yearn.
Assalamualaikum, saya Nabiatul Atika. 4 orang anak. Suami saya tak bekerja sebab masalah kesihatan. Macam saya pun di rumah. Nak kerja tak boleh sebab ada anak kecil yang susu badan lagi.
நான் ஹஸ்பண்டா நானும் சேர்த்து 9 பேர் இருக்கோம்.
With the entire world trying to contain the COVID-19 virus, people are doing everything they can to survive.
Masa COVID ni memang terjejas teruklah sebab saya pendapatan saya adalah saya menjual barang-barang menjual kuih-muih yang hantar gerai-gerai daripada kawan-kawan saya kan, yang mana ada gerai-gerai. Jadi masa COVID tu kedai semua tertutup lah. So jadi saya income memang jatuh lah.
ஹஸ்பண்ட் ஒண்டி வேலை கஷ்டமாக இருந்துச்சு. சாப்பாட்டுக்கு கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக இருந்துச்சு. பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு பால் மாவுக்கெலாம் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக இருந்துச்சு. பிஞ்சாம் பண்ணி இந்த பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு ஜாமான் வாங்குவார். மாதம் முடிஞ்ச சம்பளம் எடுத்தால் அது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் வந்துருச்சு. சம்பளம் வெளி காசுலாம் கட்ட முடியாமல்.
Sebelum COVID saya letak dekat kawan-kawan, bolehlah dapat 5-60, lepaslah ambil lauk-lauk, lepaslah susu pampers anak, macam tu. Sebab saya menjaga ni untuk pusing untuk makanan untuk hari-hari. Macam saya sebab suami tak bekerja, harap beli tu je lah, kita nak pusing modal, nak beli susu anak, pampers, lauk. Macam anak yang sulung nombor 2 sekolah pagi petang lagi, duit sekolah lagi.
But in every cloud, there's always a silver lining. There are people who are willing to lend a hand and provide a shelter for the vulnerable. Built in 1981, the shelter focuses on helping the abused, abandoned children. But as time progresses, they provide aid for women and underprivileged families as well. And as the COVID-19 loomed before us, they opened their arms and took in the families that are in jeopardy.
Shelter is an NGO, non-governmental organization, and also come next year will be our 40th anniversary. So we've been around for 40 long years. What Shelter aims to do, our tagline is to be we shelter the future generation. So with that in mind, of course, our focus is children focused. And actually, Shelter first started off with community work. Because the shelter that people would know today is mainly with the residential homes. Actually, it started off with community work. We started with kindergarten, it's education focused. But along the way, the predecessors then felt that the issue was much more than just education. They saw children who had no place to go to. There are a lot of juvenile delinquencies, so that's why the shelter homes started.
Keen in helping those in need, there is one program in particular that seems to be the most effective during this time in crisis.
This project is basically to ensure that 100 families, or the aim is to reach out to 100 families, will get a food package worth 100 ringgit for at least 3 months. And any family that needs more than 3 months to recuperate, we will consider extending it. So that way, it's a long-term, sustainable plan in helping families to get up back on their feet. So the focus we had was Lebah Subang and Taman Medan. Why those specific places? It's because we already had work done at those areas. One very important aspect of the project is not just the food. We wanted to also see how were their jobs affected? Did they lose their job? Whatever the issue may be, we try to find an answer. So for example, if they got a pay cut, they may say, okay, hopefully the next 3 months or 6 months, you may get your pay restored back to what it was. If you lost a job, then my colleagues have took time to look out as many job opportunities possible. And from there, they channel the jobs to these clients where it's of course suitable to them, so they can get a job and start living their lives again.
This is the place where supplies are organized and distributed to the low-income families. Everything is organized and ready to go. Excess supplies that are available for the public are sent here to the shelter. The workers organize the supplies into categories, food and supplies. After the arrangement, each of the supplies are packed and sent to the families that are waiting for it.
அப்போ மாதம் ஜாமான்லாம் கொடுத்தாங்க. இப்போயும் ஜாமான் மாதம் கொடுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அது கொஞ்சம் சின்னங்க இருக்குது. ஹஸ்பண்டும் அப்பப்போ கால் வெளியே வேலை இல்லாமல் போயிடும், நடக்க முடியாமல் பிரச்சனையாக இருக்கும் வீட்டில். கஷ்டமாக பிள்ளைங்க ஸ்கூல் வேன் காசுலாம் கட்ட முடியாமல்.
Shelter ni memang alhamdulillah menolong saya sekeluarga, barang dapur ringankan beban sikit lah. Alhamdulillah untuk barang dapur, macam dapat juga susu untuk anak saya.
What I did with the team is to observe what the other NGOs are doing. And we observed that a lot of them are very quick to respond with making sure food aid is sent to as many families as possible, which is correct. And my team is not that big, there's 5 of us. So we know that it's impossible for us to feed hundreds and hundreds of families in such a short time span. So what we did was we just focused on feeding the current families we're already helping. Then we said, okay, our focus is not about reaching out to other people outside the program, but rather, how can we make sure that after the MCO period, where of course we know the economy will take a big hit, and how are we going to help the family last through that economic recession? That was the goal we had in mind.
In a pandemic as dangerous as it is, the shelter took matters into their own hands, rose above all challenges and obstacles, went out of their way to provide a comforting hand and a reliable one for those who are facing an economical and survival crisis in the midst of the pandemic.
Selepas COVID-19 ni saya nak majukan diri saya, tapi masalah dengan keuangan sekarang, dengan tak stabilnya, lepas tu dengan suami lagi, dengan anak lagi, itu yang saya kalau boleh saya nak cari kerja daripada rumah. Sambil tu memang saya ada buat kerja jual-jual kuih, hantar dekat kawan-kawan, tapi tak kukuh pendapatan.
பசியாறு போடலான்ட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ கொஞ்சம் பசியாரை போட்டோம், ஆளுங்க வாங்கினாங்க. இதுக்கு மேலே நாங்கள் அதே பண்ணலான்ட்டு இருக்கோம், பசியாரை போடலான்னு. ஹஸ்பண்டு அவர் வேலைக்கு போகிறனாரே பசியாரை போட சொன்னார்.
Itu yang kalau boleh saya nak kerja, nak cari kerja lagi, nak cari yang janji ada kerja, tak kisahlah.
Families are saved. Our future generations are still intact with their dreams, giving the people hope and strength to overcome the pandemic.